There comes a time in every man's life where he must take a pilgrimage. The Muslims go to Mecca to pray. Punks go to G.G. Allen's gravesite to piss on it. Nerds go to San Diego Comic-Con to creepily ogle at cosplayers. Me and my friends, however, and yes, I have friends, we went to the American equivalent of Weeaboo Valhalla, Mitsuwa Marketplace in Edgewater, New Jersey. Now, I dragged 3 people along with me on this trip. The first is my former Children of the Corona co-host, Emily G. The second is a good friend of mine who also appeared on the podcast at one point, Revan Noctis. And the last person was a mutual friend of ours, Elamy. Now, since I was the only one out of all of us with a driver's license, I picked them all up. And nothing of note really happened until I crossed the state line into New Jersey. At that moment, it felt like a fucking switch was flipped. The other cars seemed to know what they were doing until we got to New Jersey. After that, half the people on the highway just went full retard. One guy cut off 3 lanes of traffic, including my own, just to make it to an exit he was about to miss. Another exit had a long line of cars leading to it, and people were trying to squeeze through to get off there as well, effectively blocking the fucking lane I was in. But after narrowly avoiding a couple car accidents, we finally arrived at Mitsuwa after 2 hours of driving. Now, for the uninitiated, Mitsuwa is a Japanese marketplace, but it's also so much more than that. Other than the grocery aisles, they got a crepe restaurant, donut shop, taiyaki stand, boba tea stand, ramen shop, toy store, and manga store, among many other things. So the first thing we did was load up on an obscene amount of snacks. I got a couple bags of Japanese snacks in my room right now that will most likely be my main food source for the next couple of days. And I had to bring up Google Translate like a fucking idiot a couple of times to help me shop, because I've had instances in the past where I thought I was eating some barbecue chips, and it turned out they were fucking shrimp flavored. After we checked out from the market, we looked around at various food stands. The one we ultimately chose was Mochi Mochi Donuts, and let me tell you, these were the best fucking donuts I have ever had, hands down. The donuts are made with mochi flour, so they were like 10 times softer and chewier than an average donut. I ended up getting some black sesame and blueberry cream donuts, since we all got 2 each. And my favorite had to be the blueberry cream, since it tasted like one of those wild berry Pop-Tarts in donut form. Up next was the manga shop, Kinokuniya, and the toy store, Little Japan. We went into Kinokuniya first, and we were just browsing their various wares. They had both English and Japanese prints of many manga, and off to the side had some light novels as well. I don't know why this next thing was so funny to me, but next to things such as Haruhi Suzumiya, they had the fucking Game of Thrones novels. Looking back, it's not really out of the ordinary at all, it is a bookstore after all. But coming to Kinokuniya for a fucking George R.R. Martin novel is like going to a Chinese restaurant and asking for pizza. Sure, they may have it in one of the trays. This is still America after all. But that's not the point of coming here, man. So I got 3 things from Kinokuniya. The Pokemon Adventures manga, a Haruhi Suzumiya light novel, and a plushie of Pusheen. That last one was a gift for my girlfriend. Now that we're done with the manga shop, we can turn our attention to Little Japan. One of the first things I saw once I entered was a cardboard cutout of Rei Ayanami from Neon Genesis Evangelion wearing a fucking COVID mask, which reminds me of the fact that regardless of the mask mandates being lifted in the state of New Jersey last May, there were many stores that still required masks for entry regardless. Another thing to note was this fucking schoolgirl outfit that they were selling for $50. Just out in the open there on a mannequin. Whoever ends up buying that is either gonna fuck or cross-dress in that thing, I bet. So after we got done fucking around in there, it was time for lunch. And where else were we gonna go for that than the in-store ramen shop, Santoka. So, Revan wasn't really hungry, so she didn't really get anything. So Emily, Elamy, and I went up to order. Emily and I got the soy sauce ramen combo, and Elamy got the vegetarian ramen. There were so many fucking people in there, it took quite a while to get our food. When we finally did, however, it was time for one of the biggest highlights of the day. Now, the ramen there is really fucking good, but it pales in comparison to what they had as a side. The holy pork rice bowl. Oh my fucking god, the pork rice bowl. No exaggeration, it was one of the best things I have ever fucking tasted. There were pieces of pork laid on a bed of sticky white rice and topped with green onions. The pork was so tender, so soft, so fucking flavorful, that it was close to sending me into one of those foodgasms you see on Food Wars Shogeki no Soma. It was around this time that another funny thing happened. Elamy was getting thirsty and wanted a drink, so she went back into the marketplace to get one. She grabbed a random bottle with Japanese text on it and went to check out. What she wasn't expecting was for the cashier to ask for her ID. That's right, Elamy accidentally tried to buy a bottle of fucking sake. Keep in mind, none of us are 21 yet. The little Japanese lady behind the counter was very understanding about it, though. This type of thing actually happens quite often in Mitsuwa. A lot of us dumb round eyes come in and just buy random shit without knowing what it is. Kinda like what we were doing earlier. So, Elamy traded the sake out for a bottle of sparkling water, and we continued our meal. Despite all of us enjoying it a lot, none of us could finish. Why? Because the portions at Santoka are fucking huge. Emily and I both got small-sized ramen meals, but you wouldn't fucking know it from looking at them. Like, they were big. So, after being done with the meal, we went and walked along the Hudson River, since Mitsuwa was, like, right along it. As we walked, Emily took many pictures of geese, pigeons, and ducks. You see, Emily really likes birds, like, a lot. We walked along the Hudson for about 30 minutes before returning to Mitsuwa to buy one last thing. More mochi donuts. We each got half a dozen of these things because, yes, they were that good. Finally, the time has come to return home. Upon re-entering my home state, I noticed that something wasn't right. You see, on the route coming back to Pennsylvania, there was a toll road, which is really something, since we took this same fucking highway to get down there, and there sure as shit wasn't any tolls then. But no, you gotta pay a toll to enter the fucking state. Ain't that just fucking lovely? So after that, everyone got back to their homes safely, and the day trip was over. It went over really well, and I definitely want to do this again at some point. Mitsuwa, I fucking love ya. Now comes the part of the video where I show you my haul. So, first there was the donuts, which I already fucking ate. So, we got these fucking chicken ramen snacks, pretty good. The fucking tea biscuits, I guess some of them were alright, some of them kind of tasted like shit. These strawberry gummies, they're strawberry gummies. Got these dorayaki, I got both original and strawberry, and ate most of the strawberry ones. Some soy sauce flavored wheat crackers, didn't try those yet. These matcha cookies, I remember them from last time, pretty good. Some fucking crunchy strawberry Pocky, I got 2 boxes of that, those were pretty good. They were fucking stuck together though, because of the heat. Got these hard candies, I didn't really know they were hard candies at the time, but bought them anyway. Ramune soda, not exactly what I was looking for, I wanted the melon cream soda, but they were out, so I got this. I'm pretty sure there's something I forgot or just already ate and didn't really want to bring up, but yeah, that's about what I got left. And that just about does it. And before I end this video, I wonder the following. How much money did I spend that day? And the answer is actually quite simple. I don't want to fucking know.
Subscribe to my Osiris, or else I will use the world to freeze time and steal a bitch. See you in the next video, you pathetic waste of space.